everybody. Thanks for joining in today. We have a fun new spill sesh, I should say, with a with the founder of the incredible YouTube channel that talks all about the latest and greatest in celebrity news and pop culture. We have Kristi Cook here with me to talk about last night's Oscars and go through some of the biggest pop culture moments right now. Thanks for joining me, Kristi.
Thank you for having me. So many pop culture moments last night. Like, there's so much to talk about. I'm so excited.
Yes, it was the end of award season, capping off with the Academy Awards. It was star-filled, it was glam, and there's much to talk about. But before we get into the Oscars, there is some like hot topic that we have to talk about right now. We have to talk about Kate
Yes.
Middleton because it's the name on everyone's lips this morning. What are
This is
your
like hot off the press, too.
hot off the press? What are your, people are wondering, did she get a BBL? Did,
Yeah.
did her and Will break up? Is she refusing to come and work because she's in a fight with Will? Did she have an eating disorder and is in rehab? I mean, what are you hearing? What are you thinking?
I've heard it all, including her working at the freaking Willy Wonka factory disaster in Glasgow.
Yes.
But I at first was like, okay, you guys, like they're saying she had surgery. I don't know, it's giving dramatic. But after her statement this morning, I'm like, there is clearly something that has happened that they are hiding because the photo going around this weekend from Mother's Day in the UK is a photo of her and the three kids, and it is so heavily altered. And I
Mhm.
saw this TikTok of someone who actually found what seems to be like the actual day that they took that photo. And it seems to be in November. They're all wearing the same clothes, but it's a different color. And
Weird.
so, yeah, it is so weird. So once I saw that TikTok, I was like, okay, this does kind of look like they've changed like George's collar and they've changed the color of her turtleneck. And then to see her statement today, and she's like, I was just playing around with Photoshop. I'm like, this was no slimming the jaw.
Yeah. No,
This
this
was
was no
hiding
Kim
something.
Kardashian Facetune job. This
Yeah.
was some AI shit.
It's crazy. And I'm like, now I'm like, this is scary because you're obviously hiding something.
Right, right. Like what's happening. So it's very interesting to me. And I've talked to a few photographers about it because they were actually like, you know, people can be sleuths online. Like anybody can be
Yeah,
a detective these days. But when you have
totally.
actual photographers zooming into this image that's shared that
Yeah.
is saying, no, like, Charlotte's wrist is see-through and this finger over here can't actually be there. Like, that's very scary and weird. And
Yeah.
why did they feel the need to manipulate a photo to try to act like everything is okay right now?
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have just used this photo in its original form and said, this is a photo from last November because Kate is still recovering.
Right,
Simple.
right,
Simple.
right. And it's so odd to me, we're in the 21st century. Like we all have seen past this stuff. We
Yeah.
are a smart generation. Stop
Yeah.
playing with us. Just be honest.
And they're making so many edits. It's not like they're not going to notice this one thing. It was the whole
It was
photo.
a whole photo. And so interestingly, like you said this morning, and this is such a weird statement. So this morning, Kensington Royal shares a statement from Catherine that says, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. See,
Uh-uh.
that is that the
It's scary.
statement gives me the creeps, right? That statement
Like,
makes me feel
this is
creeped
what
out.
really had me like, something is so wrong. This statement feels weird. Also confusing because they said that he took the photo of them. Obviously, she's in the photo. So she's playing around with photography, but he took the picture.
But he took the picture. And, I've been in journalism for 10 years. I have never, ever seen the AP or
No.
Reuters send a kill
Mm-mm.
of a
No.
photo. And
Mm-mm.
maybe that's, just the world we live in now. And maybe it will happen more often because we have AI and things like that. But I have never seen
No,
them pull
never.
a picture. And that was a photo that was a handout from Kensington Royal. Kensington Royal sent that to the wires to be sent out to outlets. And they said this photo has been manipulated and we suggest taking it down.
That is just so scary. It's so scary because it's like what are they hiding? I need to know. I need to know. I'm like, even if it was like a divorce, like what's there to hide in one photograph?
Right. I
Like
mean,
it has to be something more. Like there's no way. This is creepy.
right. And divorce in the royal family these days is normal. I mean, the king's
It's
been
not that it's not like it's never happened before
right.
or
And the
something.
queen, Queen Elizabeth, the OG monarchy is gone. So, who cares?
Yeah.
Like you can live your life. But I think, everything is to protect William. And that's,
Yeah.
Prince Harry has taught us that they
Yeah.
worked every day. It's not to protect Kate, it's to protect William and now
Mhm.
to protect George. And that's who is in line for the throne. So everything is done to protect them. Are you a team Harry and team Meghan, or were you like team Royal originally?
I do like them. I do like them. I feel like it gets a little controversial these days or
Yeah.
something. But I mean, I like them. I think they just keep to themselves. Whenever they're really in the press, that's when people seem the most annoyed or bothered by them because they're like, I thought they wanted to be private. And I'm like, I think they just didn't want to get harassed with like all this nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like at first I'm kind of like, all right, are they trying to get a buck? Like, what's this Netflix thing? What's
Yeah.
this podcast
Yeah.
thing? Like, what's this, book? Like this is a lot of airing dirty laundry.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
But
feel
like
about
when
that.
they're doing all that stuff, that's when people are like,
Eh,
okay.
Right, right. It's a lot. But at the same time, now, like with this happening, I'm kind of like what was happening over there? What do
Yeah.
we not know? And what, when Megan calls it the institution, like it's an
Hmm.
institution.
It
Um,
really makes it seem like, okay, there was definitely some weight to when they were making it seem like things are super calculated.
yes. Yeah.
And that post was giving calculated and it's scaring me.
It's still calculated. Yeah. I'm like, this is
She
yeah.
signed it C. I
See,
was like, who? I'm
see.
like, Catherine, that was not you.
And this still isn't you. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where you are. Now, what do you think happened? Like, where do you think she is? What was this mysterious abdominal surgery? Why was an ambulance there on December 28th? Like, what
I
happened?
literally can't think of anything. I just don't know, which is why at first I was like, I don't know what to believe. And then there was that mysterious photo of her in the car the other day, or like, and looked like it was taken on like a phone from like the first phone ever, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And and people were like trying to digitalize it so like it looked a little better. And then I saw people talking that it was a rental car because there was a no smoking sticker on the car. So then I'm like, why would she be in a rental car? What's going on? I need to know. I need to know. And then
Oh
I'm like,
my
how'd she even get in the car and no one saw her?
right. And where I'm just so curious when she comes back on Easter, which is apparently when
Yeah.
she's returning to royal duties.
Uh,
I mean,
uh-uh.
what is that going to look like? What is that? Are we actually going to see her? Is it going to be another
Yeah.
photo? What's
Maybe
that going
like
to
a
look like?
video. It's giving PETA in Hunger Games. Like when the Capitol shows the video of him and he is like just so stiff. Like that's
Yep.
what we're gonna get.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared for her, but I just, I guess we'll find out. But it is the
Yeah.
talk of the town. And
Everyone wants to know.
everyone wants to know. So do we. So I guess we're going to have to see. But separate
Easter.
from everything going on with Kate, which was like really taking up half of my brain, I had to really compartmentalize
Yes.
last night while I was watching the
Yeah.
Oscars because I was like so concerned about Kate, but I was like, I got to pay attention to this. Um, Oscars, movies biggest night last night. Jimmy Kimmel hosted. It was star filled. What was kind of your top takeaways, your top moments of the evening?
I loved Ryan Gosling's performance. I was kind of like nervous for him because I feel like he didn't want to do it at first. And
Yeah.
like there was like a realization of, oh my gosh, like I'm nominated. I'm gonna probably have to perform it. And I thought he killed it. It was so fun. and getting the girls involved and seeing
Fun.
his moment with Emma. Everyone was like, this is the ending of La La Land that we never
Yeah.
got.
I feel like
So,
he
yeah.
also just it shows what an incredible actor he is. He went
Yeah.
right into
He was bringing that
character.
Disney back.
He went right into character. Yes, he was. He went
Yeah.
right into character and was, he seems like on the red carpet. He's like a little shy. He doesn't like the press, doesn't like the
Yeah.
press. He's there with his sister and he like just jumps right into it. And he's behind Margot and she's giggling and it was a great lighthearted beautiful moment from the show. And he sounded good.
He
He sounded
sounded
really good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good for him not really being someone who, like, was putting out albums. I
Yeah.
was like, this is incredible. Like,
Or
what?
like or is a stage performer. It's not like he's on tour
Yeah.
or he's like stage acting either. Like
So true.
he put on a full performance with a dance number. He was lifted in the air. He's
Yeah.
with Slash and Mark Ronson's up there and it was a production.
It was fun. They made it a moment, and I love that they got that.
Me too. Now, the one thing about Ryan Gosling that kind of like struck me last night, and I am curious your thoughts on this. So he and Eva Mendes have been together for years and years. They have
Hmm.
two kids. They are, very loving. Obviously, they kind of had put their careers aside to just be a family, raise their
Yeah.
kids, do things in the private eye, and have been very open about wanting to keep their relationship private and wanting to keep just their life private, which I respect. I think that that's amazing. Now,
Hmm.
however, I have like a little bit of a weird, not issue because it's, their life, but I think it's
Yeah.
weird that she hasn't been with him at any
Yeah.
of these things. She was not with him on the red carpet for any of the Barbie press. She did not go to any award shows with him. She did not attend the Oscars with him, obviously, but she is like posting on social media about him. Like she posted a photo of herself
Yeah.
right after he performed and was like, "Love you, honey. Like, come home and get the kids." And
And
it
it's
was
not, but it's not
kind of
even like
like,
their kids are young where, she's at home with the babies or anything. Like, they're older.
right, you can
And
get
so
childcare.
it's interesting.
And
Yeah,
I
everyone
just,
else has got it. They
why?
can all afford it. We know it.
Right. Like you're being supportive of him on social media. Like everyone knows you're
Yeah.
together. Like, why won't you walk a red carpet with him?
I wonder if they just don't want any, like, like people to read into how they interact or something. That would be like the only thing other than they just maybe are together for the kids or something. I don't
I,
know.
it's
But
weird. Well, there seems like there's a lot of love there, obviously. Like
yeah, whenever they're like caught off guard, like seen by the paparazzi, they seem super affectionate. And
yeah.
Barbie's just such a huge movie that it's like I'd be like, you need to take me. You need to take me
Yeah.
to that carpet.
And I feel at least like if you love someone, you want to be there for their biggest moments. Like that's how I would feel. I would like my
Yeah.
fiance, like I would be like, this is my biggest moment. And like, F the haters, F what anyone says.
Yeah.
Like, we've been in this industry long enough to know it doesn't matter. Like, stand by my side and be proud. Like,
Totally.
that's how I would feel. And I just,
Yeah.
maybe he, clearly maybe he doesn't take issue with it and doesn't care and she doesn't care. And
Yeah.
maybe
Or
that's
there's like something that we just don't know about that, and
yeah,
like it's just between them that they know there's something going on.
something
She's
they
not able
agreed with.
to, or she can't, or
Yeah.
something
Something
personal or
they, yeah.
whatnot. But
Something they agreed to a long time ago. And that's just what it's
yeah.
been. They do their careers are separate from their relationship. But it
Yeah.
just stood out to me as such an interesting thing. And the other thing, like when there comes to like couples and red carpet, everyone said that Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid were going to go public with their relationship
Uh,
at the Oscars last night. And
and
he
then
showed up
he
with his
said, here's my
mom
mom. Here's my mom.
again. Jimmy Kimmel made a funny joke
Called
about
out
it.
too.
Yep.
Called out. Yep.
Totally called out. And I thought that that was funny. He looked handsome. He is handsome.
He did. He looked good. He
I
was he
thought,
was ready.
yeah, I thought that all the men actually last night, it stood out to me. The tailoring, the suits. I loved how so many of them actually had like something on their lapels, so like some sort of of a brooch. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of had something, and I
Yeah.
love that
There
style.
was a little dazzle and razzle dazzle on
Yeah, like
everyone.
Robert Downey Jr. had like a black rose pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Killian Murphy had like a circle, like diamond brooch. I like looked at my fiance. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Do you have one of those for the wedding? Like, that's pretty
Everyone's getting a
cool."
brooch.
He was like, I don't know if that I could pull that off." I was like,
It's in
you
right
just have
now.
to
It's in
believe.
right now.
Yeah,
Clearly.
you just have to believe. So I thought that I loved the fashion. I was a little underwhelmed with the ladies. What do you think? What do you think about the dresses?
I saw some interesting looks. I think nobody else could have worn what Ariana Grande wore, but um
Yes,
it was a look.
it was a
I
look.
think maybe it was like giving Wicked in a way, but
Giving Lisa.
also like ovaries.
Couch comforter, like, yeah,
Yeah.
ovaries for sure. Like the little, I
Yeah.
did love. I knew the second I saw her and Cynthia, I was like, they're presenting, and
Yep. Yep.
Cynthia in her green, and
I know. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe they were going for a Wicked look.
yes, definitely. And
Sticking to the colors.
I have some inside scoop on that Wicked movie
Mm,
that it is going to be phenom, and that
I'm
Ariana
excited.
is going to blow everyone away. That's what I've heard.
Oh my
That
gosh.
she's going to be like, she's going to surprise everybody who, like, the naysayers, I guess, because there were people
I
that said
mean, this is her movie. Like, this is the
that.
role of her dreams.
Hmm.
She's like not stopped talking about Wicked since like forever.
Hmm.
So I believe it. I believe
I'm
it's going to be
excited.
amazing.
I'm excited for her. And so then other than Ariana, I felt like, I mean, Zendaya always kills it.
Yeah,
Law
she
Rose
looked
needs to be
good.
a case study.
She looked good.
She looked beautiful. Surprisingly, so moving to the Vanity Fair after party a little bit. No Timothy Chalamet with Kylie.
No Timmy
No
with
Timothy at all.
Kylie. No Timothy at all. Yeah,
No
that's right.
Timothy. Maybe he's
There was
filming something.
I, I don't know. I'm like, it can't be Dune because Zendaya was there last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. And it's not like they had that moment at Beyonce. Everyone knows they're together.
Oh yeah.
So they're
And they
kissing at the award show, Golden Globes.
Globes.
Like, come on, let's get a carpet
Let's get a
moment.
carpet moment. Sabrina, well, interesting too. Sabrina Carpenter and
Sabrina and
Barry Keoghan,
Barry.
they didn't walk together, but they walked
No,
next to each
next
other.
to each other. And he was looking, he kept looking. I saw them, they took a selfie together.
Yeah, took a selfie. He's
Like,
wearing
okay.
a friendship bracelet that says
Yeah,
Sabrina. But it's so funny because everybody's still like, headlines are like the rumored romance. I'm like, there's no
they're
rumors.
together.
They are
They're
together. He went to
together.
Singapore.
Yeah, he went to a totally different country to go
Yeah,
and watch her.
across the
They're
world.
together, guys.
They're together. I like that though. I like them.
I
He's
love it.
funny.
He does. I think they're a good little pair. And she's
Yeah.
funny in her little nonsense outros. So I'm
Yes.
like, okay, it's
Cute.
spicy. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
I
people thought Taylor and Travis were going to come together.
I know. I had seen that, but
And
she's
I
just
was like, you
so
guys, she's
fresh off the
exhausted.
tour. Yeah, she
I
needs
would be
sleep.
tired and need a nap.
Yeah, lots of naps, like 6 nights in a row. Bye. See ya. See ya
Yeah.
in a week. Um, and I feel like
Yeah.
too, I felt like the fashion was very like downplayed last night. Like I just felt like people went
Hmm.
for simple, like Kim, simple white,
Yeah.
Kylie, like simple skin tight red. Kendall's dress was stunning, but again, had kind of just
Yeah,
like
she
the
looked good.
simplicity to it. Everything,
Hmm.
Margot, everyone was talking about Margot just kind of like mourning the end of the
Yes.
Barbie era with that black gown.
I saw some people say they didn't love her look last night.
Yes,
I
I got a
think
lot of comments
it
about
was
that.
the hair. I think
Mm-hmm.
if the hair maybe was a little different, because she had her hair down.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it was maybe like slicked back, it could have
Mm-hmm.
elevated it a bit.
Yep,
But it was giving casual.
it was. And like if she had some cool, like crazy jewels or something, that
Yeah.
would have really helped the look. However, her after party look was sick. I don't know if you saw it. It's this tiny, tiny micro
Yeah.
gold
Little
gown,
itty bitties.
little itty bitties. And then she kind of had what is this? A lot of people did it last night. Like Ariana had those big sleeves. Divine
Yeah.
Joy, Randolph
Yeah,
had
she
the
had that
big
gold
sleeves.
thing
Yeah, she
over
had
the
these
little
kind of,
one piece.
yeah, she had these little like gold arms. Again,
Yeah. Then
interesting.
there were
In-
like the shoulders that were not touching the shoulder.
oh
I saw
yes,
so many posts about that. I was like, how did you
people
this
were
is so
pressed.
random.
People were pressed about it was Emily Blunt and
Hmm.
Florence Pugh, which interesting in
Yeah.
the same movie, both had these gowns that the shoulders weren't like straps weren't on their
Yeah.
shoulders. They were lifted. And I first was like, oh my gosh, when I first saw Emily, I loved the dress, but I was like, it doesn't fit her. And then I think
Oh
that's a
no.
look. I guess it's a look. I thought
It's
it
a
didn't
look.
fit.
I think it's a look now. Yeah. There was
How?
also like a lot of nips out at Vanity Fair. I
Yes.
saw two full, like, it basically was like sheer Florence Pugh full nip out. I saw it
Always.
on Instagram. I was like, oh, I didn't even know you could post like that on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always Florence with her nips out. You know,
Yeah.
she showed him in Oppenheimer, so she's probably just
Yeah. I was like, it's on theme. It's on theme for the
it's
night.
yeah, everyone's seen it anyway. So nothing to hide. And you know what? If you got it, flaunt it. You got it.
Yeah.
Was there anyone you were missing last night? I did not like Jennifer Lawrence's looks. The polka
Um,
dot.
the polka dot was a move. I thought it was sweet when Emma won and she was on stage and they were having a little moment and she was
I did like
crying. I liked her hair.
I
The
did too.
dress was it was in a different color, one of the colors. It would have been such a look.
Yeah. You
Because
know,
I liked the style. It was like very fitting for her. Like
yeah.
the style of the dress was flattering, but the color was off.
It was Dior. It took 1,500 hours to make, apparently, which is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So
Polka
maybe there were
dots?
some intricacies
Maybe.
that we didn't see.
Like small little diamonds I didn't see, like the
Yeah.
Swarovski crystal.
Yeah. Maybe there was something going on. And you know, there is something to be said for people like who aren't nominated, dress it, you know,
Yeah.
it's not their moment. So like you kind
Yeah.
of just so at the end of the show, there were first of all, so the show started at 7, which it usually starts at.
Yeah.
The show started at 7 and it ended at 10:30. It was scheduled to end at 10:30. And there were like 10 minutes
It
left in the
got
show.
weird. Yeah, I was like, okay, for once they're
For once.
actually not rushing. They're
Yeah.
actually trying to slow it
Slow it
down.
down. Yep.
Jimmy Kimmel was like, well, I have like a minute here, so does anyone else want to give a speech? I'm like, the people that got like musicked out of their
Yeah.
speech are probably like,
What the
come
hell?
on, get real. Yeah, what was
Yep.
that?
I
I'm like, I
know.
need to know what happened.
It's never, I just, you know, I bet they were maybe like so like anxious about being pressed for time. They kind of sped some things up. I think
I
also like some
guess.
of the performances were a lot shorter than
Yeah.
usual. Like
Some of them were so quick.
Becky G performed for like 30
I
seconds.
blinked. I
I know.
blinked.
I know. And so maybe like that was something
John Batiste's song was also short as well. It
I
was
didn't even
like
see him perform.
a second, and I was like, "Oh, that was it." I'm like,
Yeah.
Billy's song is so
Billy
long. I just figured everyone else's song is just as long.
Yeah. I that was so confusing and surprising to me. And so I thought maybe that they just didn't time for it. But it was so interesting. Like Al Pacino comes out and he was like all over the place with his announcement. He was like,
Yeah.
when he announced Oppenheimer as the winner of Best Picture, there was no first, I thought it was weird.
There
They
was
run
no.
through the videos
Yeah,
again.
that's
Like
why
it
I thought
should
they
have
were
run
maybe taking a
through
minute. They have to
nominees
queue up the videos of and I see some people defending it. They were like, they played clips of all the nominations
throughout.
throughout the show. I'm like, but they do that every year. And I looked it up this morning just to
Yeah.
see last year before they announced the winner. They were like, and the nominees are. So I was like, nah,
Dang.
he missed it.
He missed
He
it.
missed it. He wasn't looking at the teleprompter at all. He came out there and he was like, got this envelope, you
Yeah.
guys. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at it now.
Yeah. He's like, I am the godfather of
I
moment.
feel like maybe they sent him out there and they were like, take your time, you have all the time in the world. So then he's thinking, I got all this time. I'm just gonna say, yeah, yeah. And then just
Kind of forgot.
forgot about the nominees or
Yeah. And he
the
had a piece of
teleprompter stopped working or
paper.
something. I'm like,
Yeah, and he had a piece of paper with him too. So I was like, maybe he should read off the paper. What I wonder what that paper says. But yeah, he just like looked down and was like, "This says Oppenheimer." So anticlimactic.
yeah, it was so anticlimactic. And everyone was just kind of like, oh, and you knew that something had happened that wasn't supposed to with the way that the music was even delayed after he
The
said it.
music wasn't going, and the cameraman wasn't even ready for it. The cameraman wasn't even on
Yeah,
the
because
nominees.
all the all the previous awards, they had the camera on
Yeah,
every
everyone.
person. They had,
Mhm.
the text, like the lower thirds. They're showing half screen. And this is just, he's gonna read it right now.
So interesting. So interesting. And I used to be like, maybe I can go to sleep like before the end of award shows or something, go home. Like the night that they had misdone
Oh,
the
the Moonlight La
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 Land.
Land Moonlight, we had gotten sent home from work. We used to go to the office and
Mhm.
work award shows. And then they'd sent us home before they were like, nothing's happening. And on the drive home, on my Uber home, I saw that had happened. And I was like, I can never go to sleep before the
No.
show ends ever again. And then the
Mm-mm.
Will Smith slap, I'm like, I have to watch literally everything. I also
It's like
cannot take a
suddenly
bathroom
there's
break.
something every time.
Something. Yep. Yeah.
Because it
No
was like
slaps though.
a rather like
It
tame
was him.
show last night. There wasn't anything crazy, but that I was like, that's weird.
It
What
was weird. It
happened?
was a weird end of show. And there wasn't even music playing Jimmy Kimmel. There wasn't any music. Did they send the band home?
I was just like, what is going on? Everyone was like, did he mean to say that?
I
Is
know.
that,
Did they
can we see
actually
the
win?
paper really
Yeah.
quickly? Like, let's just make sure.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Well, end of awards season. I think that all in all, it was a great season. And
Yeah.
now we get into some music festival season. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
There's a lot
I
to
know.
come. Coachella. Poor Vanessa Hudgens probably has to sit out this year with her pregnancy.
I know that was a big
That was a
announcement
big announcement.
yesterday. Everyone was talking about it, that she's pregnant. Crazy. Was not expecting this.
Well, okay. Remember
Who
everyone said she was pregnant at her bachelorette party?
did they?
Yes. So her bachelorette party, there were all these rumors that she was pregnant. People were like saying all this stuff about her. And she actually spoke out about it on a podcast like a few weeks ago or like 2 weeks ago and was like, it really hurt my
Oh
feelings that everyone
gosh.
was saying that at my bachelorette party. It made me feel like fat and like fat shamed and like this is just my body and all this stuff. But then she steps out yesterday and she looks five,
Pregnant.
5 to 6
Looks
months
pregnant.
pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Her wedding was in December.
Oh wow.
It's March.
Okay.
Her bachelorette party was in October, which actually, like, I don't know honestly if she was pregnant then. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
I can't guess. She had to have been pregnant at her wedding. That's not a 3 month bump.
100%. I because that it's March
It's March.
and
That would
that's
be
not that
three.
far away. And she's giving really pregnant right now.
Yeah, she's giving 5 to 6 months.
Like pregnant enough to make the announcement. She's giving full
Mhm.
bump.
Her
Oh my
face,
goodness.
her face, you can see it all. She is carrying. I think it's
Yeah.
probably a girl if from just how she looks, honestly. I know, sorry, that was mean. It's
Yes.
not mean. They just say that girls like kind of
It
take your
is the truth.
beauty
Yeah, they
and
say that the
she's carrying,
girls take your beauty and the boys
like make you
don't.
glow. Yeah.
Yeah, they make you glow, shine, no acne, nothing. Like
Yeah. And she's carrying it. And
giving girl
not in a good way,
energy.
in an amazing way. But like
Yeah.
she was pregnant at her wedding. Come on. You have to be. She
I
got
need to
married
go
the
back and
first
look at
week of
those
December.
pictures. I got to go and see her
Yeah.
pictures from the wedding.
Go look and then keep me posted.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well,
But that was like a really big announcement. That was crazy.
big. First thing of the night, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good night." And then I was kind of like,
Yeah, I was like, that was the only one.
"That was it. That was the only big moment. No couples, no engagements, no nothing. No
No.
nothing. It was just a good old night in Hollywood."
Yeah.
Well, Kristi, Thank you so much for joining me today and talking through all of this. Tell me how everybody can follow you, catch your videos, and stay up to date on the latest with you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was so fun. I love a little post award show, like chatting about it, because
Me
I'm like,
too.
I just watched all of it last night. Like, I need to spill on how I
I need
feel.
to gab with my friends about it.
Yes, because there's just so much. But you can find me YouTube, Spill Sesh, on Instagram. It's Spill Sesh. I post a ton of TikToks now. It's Spill Sesh underscore YT. That's where I am these days.
Love it, Kristi. Well, thank you so much again for joining on Storytellers today.
Thank
And
you.
can't wait to have you on next time. We'll have to do another recap
Yes.
soon.